This is all the stuff that's going to go with the boat. A couple of buoys, that ugly rope, that is our tube rope, an anchor rope, kiddie life jacket, a couple of PFDs, another kiddie life jacket, a small youth life jacket, a slalom ski, of course the flag, a ski tow rope. This tube is a pretty terrible tube. It doesn't inflate right. It's got a big bulge in the middle. You're welcome to it. This tube is our favorite tube. It's a 3-person. Got a hydroslide wakeboard, a knee board. This is it's an older, but I like it better, wakeboard, and a kiddie wakeboard. And then another top. I've never really used this top, but I think all the pieces are there. This is the cover for the bimini. And then of course we have the travel cover, if you will. It just ties down, and then it's got the support in the middle to help it kind of sit right so the rain doesn't drip inside. As far as the boat itself goes, it's a 1999 Maxum 1800 SR. It's got the 4.3 liter V6. The tires on the trailer are 2 years old. You can see they're in pretty decent shape. The surge brakes on it, I put this on when we bought it. The last guy let the thing run dry, and so I replaced that surge brake. Granted, that was like 8 years ago, but it doesn't feel like it's had that much use. When I replaced the tires, I did not replace the spare. I've never actually used the spare. The boat itself, you can see, it's not a ton of scuffs. It does have little scuffs here and there. We tried to dock on Lake Chelan. Some waves got to it. It's in pretty decent shape overall. It does have the skeg guard on it. I've never had the skeg guard off, so I don't know what condition the skeg is in, but it runs fine the way it is. The prop, I've actually never had to replace the prop because I've never hit anything. So maybe I'm fortunate, lucky, whatever, but it's never been an issue. As far as the boat itself goes, I always tell people this is like the oldest boat that I've ever seen that it looks as new as it is. And so everything's in pretty decent shape. There is one tear in the upholstery, and that is in the driver's seat. I usually have a life jacket underneath it to kind of smooth that out anyway and give me a little extra height. So that's the worst condition seat with that split seam. Does have a fish finder. I also use it for a depth meter till I know that I'm not going to be hitting anything. As far as inside the boat goes, I think the carpet could use some love. It's got some stainage going on. It's just a little bit worn. Inside, I don't know if I should open this in a while. So inside this, you can see that at one point this had some rot going. And I went ahead and replaced this with marine grade plywood and then fiberglass over it. I did also the stringer right here. So that's actually 2 layers of the marine grade plywood, some foam stuff to help support everything. It's been great. It feels sturdy. I'm not worried about it, but it might be getting a little squishy over on this little edge, but pretty darn solid. As far as an hour meter goes, I don't see an hour meter. That says RPMs, but I don't have an hour meter. Everybody wants to know how many hours the engine has. The engine itself came from a 1997 Chevy Blazer. It was actually a remanufactured engine that was in the Chevy Blazer. The tag said it was a 2004 engine. The Blazer itself had some 90,000 miles on it. As far as the swim deck, this is my crappy repair of the swim deck. The bottom of this is getting a little soft and the screws weren't biting in anything, so I threw this piece of plywood on just so it would have something to support it, so that as I kept opening it, I just don't want it to fall apart. So that was my quick, easy solution, and it could use some improvement. The engine itself is the Mercruiser It's the 4.3 liter V6. It's the Vortec engine that came out of the Chevy Blazer that I'd mentioned. It looks factory. It looks like the engine that came in it, and I'd even be willing to give you the engine that came with it. And that's the Merc Cruiser. You know, I think the only difference from what I read online was maybe the freeze plugs, but the cam is supposedly different. So if you care enough, I'll give it to you and you can deal with it yourself. Frankly, driving both, I can't tell the difference. So hopefully that gives you a pretty good glance at the boat overall. It does have some storage on the side. Inside of here, it's got like a little cooler. Never really used it much. Some storage underneath here and underneath here. And of course, I'm a big fan of the bimini top. It's fantastic for shade. And you can cruise down the lake with the bimini up and it doesn't catch the wind. It's pretty fantastic. So again, here's an overview of all the stuff that I'm sending with the boat. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Thanks.